Thanks so much for checking out Dillo's Diz here on our YouTube channel. She is Jen.
Hello.
And I am Frank, and we are here in our Zoom cubes once again for a little something we like to call What's in
the
the Attic?
attic? It's in the attic. Wow. It's a lot harder to do that over Zoom than it is when we're actually in the attic because sometimes there's a delay. We don't know who's saying what. It gets a little crazy.
Now, if you're new to the whole What's in the Attic concept, it was created last summer when Jen discovered a box in Mama and Papa Dillo's attic. It had a plethora of Disney goodness. We did some What's in the Attic episodes on location. There was a whole season 1, so go check it out. And we've done 2 episodes of season 2 so far. We found another box in the attic that had a variety. There's still more in that box, so more to come.
Yes, for sure.
Box.
In
Eventually.
the attic, on location.
But for this episode, and probably for many, many future episodes here, there is a box under this desk. I don't know if you call it a box, Jen. You might have to identify it for me. That had been in Mama and Papa Dillo's house attic for years. It contains a majority of my things. You know, everything in this box. I don't even know how it got in this box in particular.
And is it a majority of your things? Because I feel like when we go to the attic, that's a majority of your things.
That's a majority of my things. My storage unit is a majority of my things. Why do I have so many things?
So much.
I digress. So this box here has a majority of my things. So we're gonna break into this box tonight. Pick out a couple of items at random, discuss them.
Yes.
See where we land.
Sure.
All right. So first, I'm gonna reach down here.
Okay.
I get the box.
Oh, all right.
Here it is. Here it is, everybody.
What is that? It's like a toolbox. What is that?
Well, I think it's like an old school. I'm old. I don't know if you people know that I'm
old. Oh my goodness. Can I tell everyone what you did today, which will now be a little bit delayed? No, I have to tell the story because it just points out how old you were. That I sent Frank a Facebook message, but it was from a post that I saw. He then replied to the post on Facebook, which I'm so happy I saw because it just happened to come up on my Facebook page again. And I was like, was this meant for just me? And instead you posted it to everyone.
To the world.
To the world. That is old.
By the way, I'll be sending Facebook a very wordy letter regarding that incident later tonight.
Because it's their fault.
100%. So here's the cover. So the cover doesn't really stay on anymore, so let's try to move this without making a whole lot of noise. That didn't work.
Successful.
All right, so then I have like this whole array of things.
It's like a filing cabinet, like a portable filing cabinet.
Yeah, it's like because it can expand.
Oh, fancy! Is it fireproof?
Look how much. I don't know. Look how much extra room you get.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to break in here, pull out a couple of things.
Yeah.
And then we'll go from there. So just pull this out since it's right staring me in the face. All right. So this is from February 21st, 1993.
Oh, it's like 1 year past the good old years of Disney.
This is the Sunday travel section of the Newsday from February 21st, 1993. I was no longer a paper boy.
Nor were you on the cover of this particular Newsday.
That's correct. If you don't know, in June of 1992, I did replace Joey Buttafuoco on the cover of... I really need to prove that. I need to see what the cover was for the couple of days. I was all around that time of the story of Joey Buttafuoco.
Yeah.
And I was on the cover on a Monday in June for getting into college.
Do you think you can Google that cover, like the covers of the newspaper, or do you have to go to the library and do that? What's that?
Just on microfiche?
Yeah, I don't know. Is that what
Microfiche?
that was called?
It's definitely on microfiche, I would say. Who knows? So here's the Sunday, February 21st, 1993 travel section of Newsday. You know this was huge. The travel section, always huge.
Yeah.
In Mama and Papa Dillo's house.
Yes.
The bottom says Disney's World of Lodging.
Yeah.
Theme park fans who don't mind spending the bucks and want Mickey round the clock can now stay at more than a dozen resorts on Orlando property.
Now, listen, I know it's all relative, right? So
It's
pricing is
all
all
relative.
relative. And back then, it was kind of pricey. But you know what? We know the beach club was like $99 then. So to think about that and then to hear like those willing to spend the big bucks, where I would die for the beach club to be $99 right now.
That's right. So there's it's all broken down. There's the Epcot hotel section. There's the budget hotel sections. There's 2 hotels listed in the budget hotels. You want to name those 2 hotels?
Back then, were they on property?
And not the Epcot hotels. Yes, the 2 on property budget hotels in 1993.
Fort Wilderness. No,
I'll give you 2 more guesses.
I don't know when all the values were built. Were the values built
after?
No, right?
And I'll say this one resort in
Dixie Landings.
Dixie Landings on here. I'm sorry. There's the 3rd. It was in the fold. So Dixie Landings is the 3rd. Yes. Yeah. Name the other 2.
Port Orleans.
That's one. Name.
And then is Coronado.
Caribbean Beach.
Oh yeah.
Or Caribbean.
Caribbean
Queen. If you missed our brackets episodes on our Dillo's Madness episodes from a few weeks back, March of 2021, you will hear my stirring rendition of Caribbean Queen. Yeah, or Caribbean Queen, but it's Caribbean Queen.
It's just Johnny Cash higher.
Yeah. The Caribbean Beach Resort has a whimsical pool and 5,000 rooms in the $85 to $104 range.
Can't even get Pop Century for that anymore.
So there's a little quiz. There's not a quiz in here, but I'm going to quiz you based on the little inset thing here. The best hotels for families with young kids.
Polynesian.
Ding.
The Contemporary.
Ding.
Grand Floridian. Oh man, I just figured everything on the monorail line. All right. Caribbean Beach.
No.
Polynesian,
Yacht and Beach, Contemporary, Port Orleans, or Dixie Landings. The best hotels for large or extended families.
This one Dixie Landings, because that's where we all stayed in 1999 for Thanksgiving, isn't it?
No, you stayed at Coronado in 1999.
No, wasn't that when we all like the whole Dillo clan? I don't think it was Coronado. I think it was Dixie Landings.
We'll need some confirmation. I mean, I lived at home in Orlando in 1999 for that trip, so I can't really prove it like a theorem, but I will say that it was Coronado.
I feel like it was.
Anyway, larger extended families, Disney Village Resorts, which I believe you call now Saratoga Springs.
Right.
The Oak
Vacation
West
Club.
Yeah, that's right. And Fort Wilderness.
Yeah.
And then business travelers, the Swan, the
Yacht Club.
And then honeymooners.
Oh, the Grand Floridian.
There it is, Contemporary, Port Orleans, or Dixie Landing.
I disagree.
Yeah. So there it is. From 1993,
Nice.
Disney's World of Lodgings. How much for the ultimate value at Sandals on the back here? $255 or better. That's from Liberty Travel. Remember Liberty Travel at the Islander games all the time?
I think Liberty Travel still exists, but.
All right, I'm just gonna pull out the second thing here. Let's see if I can find something. Okay, so I think we'll do like every time we open this yellow box here, we'll do one of these every time.
Okay.
But these were always at the Disney gift shop in MCO when you got off the plane, and I would grab it first so that I could see how late the parks were open, because there wasn't like the interwebs or anything.
Right. Sure.
So Walt Disney World News right here. So this one.
Was that free that you were just grabbing it?
Yeah, I would just grab it. So yeah, this is the summer edition. And this is, I'm trying to grab an exact year here, but save over $70 with the 5-day plus super pass. It looks like it is 1990 due to the Dick Tracy picture down
Sure.
there. The Muppets were on the way, clearly.
Hashtag save the Muppets.
A 5-day plus super pass, $135 plus tax for a guest for 5 days.
What?
5-day plus super pass. The plus benefits are valid for 7 days after your first visit with a 5-day plus super pass. Magic Kingdom, Epcot, or Disney MGM Studios theme park. Hashtag always MGM. There you go. The Muppets, Dick Tracy.
Yeah. What about the Mickey Mouse Club? There's no mention of that.
Should be in here somewhere. Maybe they weren't filming during the summer. See the wonders of life at Epcot Center. An incredibly imaginative celebration of life is now underway at the new Wonders of Life presented by, do you remember who the sponsor was? You were awfully young here.
Yeah, I was so young, but I'm going to say Minute Maid.
It was it was presented by Metropolitan Life.
Oh.
And there you go.
Well,
Mickey
and you can
Starland.
still see it today, pretty much intact. So, yeah.
Mickey Starland is now open at the Magic Kingdom, which replaced Birthday Land, right? Happy birthday. It's Mickey's birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Operating hours. Okay. So it's like, one of our first, if not our first summer visit ever in 1990. So just to say, from July 5th to August 25th, the Magic Kingdom was open 9 a.m. to midnight, which probably blew our mind.
Yeah.
The very idea of it. Epcot was open until 10 during that week. The studios open until midnight as well during the week.
I think it's crazy that Epcot was open till 10, and now it's like impossible to see Epcot ever open until 10.
Well, I mean, if you asked me, I would have said, no, Epcot never closed later than 8, unless it was 9, unless it was New Year's Eve or something ridiculous like that.
Right.
Like if I like Illuminations at 9, it's over. Go home, everybody. Enjoy the green map going around Spaceship Earth after Illuminations.
Love it. Should we do one more?
We'll do one more, which isn't this, and that's my autograph from WWF legend, the Honky Tonk Man. And Jimmy Hart right there.
Wow, what does it say?
That's the Jimmy Hart autograph. It just says Frank Jimmy Hart.
Oh,
the Heart.
No message?
No message. They were in the basement of Macy's at Roosevelt Field in Garden City, New York.
Interesting.
Remember the cinnamon buns? Do you remember getting a cinnamon bun down in the Macy's at Roosevelt Field?
I don't remember ever getting one, but kind of recall it being there.
Nanny Dillo.
Yeah.
Has done something that we have not. Which is she has been to Disneyland.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
With Uncle Dillo.
With Uncle Dillo. So this was my souvenir from, I'm going to put down the yellow box here while I grab a souvenir.
Sure.
This was my souvenir from that, which is a pictorial souvenir of Disneyland.
Nice.
Right there. I believe this is like 85, 86, somewhere in there. So the showman of the world, Walt Disney. Right there. Let's see what we can do here.
She's been there more than once too, I think.
Probably. Right? I would say. I remember that first trip more than anything else.
Yeah.
No spoilers, but look at all these old-timey vehicles here.
How interesting.
To be discussed perhaps on the Theme Park Thursday episode. And let's just breeze through real quick. Jen, why don't we ever go to Disneyland?
Because we don't like change. So, I mean, we decided on Disney World when we were kids, and we've never strayed from that. We're lucky we visited anywhere else in our lives, and we have. But it's on my list.
I assume that it was because they got rid of the people mover in Disneyland. That's the reason in recent years.
Sure. I mean, I don't think that's it. But, whenever I take a trip to Alani, I'm stopping at Disneyland. There is a Disneyland aspect to the Alani trip.
Yeah, I'm just going to show pictures of the Matterhorn.
Sure. Yeah, because so you can have dreams tonight.
Yeah, I have recurring dreams since I've
Yeah.
been to Disneyland about being on the Matterhorn. This picture when I was a kid terrified me about the snow beast there. Because
so the Yeti?
Is that the Yeti? No, the Yeti is no, what do they call it here? They call it no, it doesn't call it anything. It's just a replica of the Alps in Switzerland. We've been talking about potentially in the Hyperion Adventures podcast, and we have been discussing pockets of Disneyland episode upcoming. So if you're watching it before the episode, there's a place. Get ready. If you're watching this after that episode is dropped, go check it out.
Yeah,
one or the other is bound to happen.
Yeah, for sure.
So, Jen, if you had to forecast here in the middle of a pandemic, let us know how the pandemic turned out. By the way, I think it's getting better, but
it's getting better from when we started this series.
That's right.
That's something.
It was the heart of the pandemic when we started What's in the Attic. When do you think you will get to Disneyland? Within the next 5 years?
Yes.
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 Can you say that confidently?
Yes, because so next year in 2022, it is both of our 10-year wedding anniversaries. So there is a bigger trip being discussed of 2 locations. One I may have already mentioned of Aulani. So if that happens, Disneyland would be on that itinerary.
Be part of that.
Right. If the other trip happened, perhaps not. But I would say in the next 5 years, yes. Yeah. Would you put it in the next 5 years?
I would hope, and I don't know if that means with family or without family or by myself, where I'm like, I just gotta go.
Dillo's Diz, West Coast.
Dillo's Diz, West Coast.
Dillo's Dude, West Coast Diz, hashtag.
Yeah. And I think, it's I don't want to say, because we're a good enough distance away from my 50th birthday. But the idea, I think I have to go before I turn 50. There's a lot of things I think I have to do. Like I've been saying that a lot. Like I can't be doing this when I'm 50.
Right. So you're getting angry. Have you been making a list for by the time you're 50?
It's right now it's a short list.
All right. Fair enough.
Disneyland though, I would say, and we talked about D23 Disneyland combo in the future. I mean, I think the hardest thing to predict right now is I have no idea what work life will be like in the future. Like I read an article today about how people are forgotten things in the past 12 months. People are like, I forgot how to tie a tie. I tried to tie a tie and I couldn't do it. I was like, oh, do I know how to tie a tie still? Didn't really know how to begin with, but it could be an issue.
Yeah, I feel like if 2020 taught me anything, it's maybe not to plan too much. So I'm also we'll see what's happening and we'll play it out. And not that we ever play Disney trip wise, we never ever planned that far in advance. But still I'm hesitant because now you just never know when the world is going to flip upside down.
100%. So those are the first 3 items in this yellow box that will take years to go through. However, there is one item in this box that I think should be for Dillo's Diz Resort guests only. So those of you in the character arcade or the balcony level of our Patreon guest membership over at dillosdizresort.com. In the future, you might get a one-off here. What's in the attic with the one item in here that I would prefer to be in it's not for wide distribution.
All right, a preferred group.
A preferred, a closer group.
All right, that's fair.
So that's over at dillosdizresort.com for the future of What's in the Attic.
Nice.
And we'll be back because there's a lot of things in that box.
Yeah.
Check out our other What's in the Attic series. Subscribe, do the whole thing. Until next time, she's Jen. I'm Frank. Bye-bye.
Deuces.
What's in the attic?